Alright, we're doing it again. Welcome back, everybody, to another Hearts of Iron 4 video where, if you've already read the title, well done, you officially can read. Somehow you're unable to read, and you've stumbled upon this video. Goo goo gaga. Goo goo gaga gaga. Goo 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 gaga. So if you're not too familiar, I recently had, or I guess launched, a little series where we're messing around with the custom game rules and trying to create interesting scenarios. This is another episode of that. But if you've read the title, you already know where we're going with this. We're going to try and create a WW1 situation round 2. Now, it's not exactly historically WW1 round 2 for the simple fact it wouldn't exactly be too balanced in Hoi 4. So some creative liberty has been found. This is what I have currently ended up on. So obviously we want the kings back in power. So we've got Germany obviously going with the Kaiser, we got the Tsar back, Japan actually going democratic back into the Allies, but to kind of balance that back out, Italy will be going monarchist as well, and will probably end up in the Central Powers. Maybe. France, obviously, can't, trust them with a monarch. Boy's gonna lose his head in about 5 minutes, so just keep them democratic. And for some nations, like Poland, we're gonna keep them on historical for the simple fact they didn't exist in WW1. Yeah, we've also got Romania going democratic, but to balance them, I've also gone ahead and put Greece to rejoin the Central Powers, and so will Bulgaria, hopefully. So maybe that'll balance it out. We don't know just yet. This could go absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I think I've set up an interesting scenario here. I'm just going to scroll through it slowly so you can actually follow along here on what exactly will be going on, and if you want to follow along in your own games. If you do, can you also go hit the like and subscribe button? Only 40% of you are subscribed. If you all hit the subscribe button right now, we'd be at 1 million trillion subscribers. And then when we do that, we'll play a different game. Oh wait, no, we'll get a rat. We'll bring the rat back as a literal physical being if we ever hit 1 million subscribers. So go hit the subscribe button right now. Okay, now who exactly I'm going to play in this world, I'm not too sure. I don't particularly want to play any of the majors in Europe, that is. That's because I kind of want to let them do their thing and obviously keep an eye on what they get up to. So I was kind of tempted to play out of the box here and go with the Americans. They turned up late, World War One, and that's something you can't really set up in the game, so maybe I'm gonna have to recreate that. Yep, well, we're doing a game where you bring back all the monarchies and I'm playing America. And the only other thing I wasn't too sure about was actually setting the UK to bring back the absolute monarchy, which the only reason I didn't do that is because I was so worried that they would just end up allying with the Germans, and I don't think that would end up being too interesting of a game. It's alright though, this could completely and utterly explode in every single way, but because we are actually going to be playing the US here, I need to make sure I play as the US correctly. So, just for your guys' entertainment, I think we may be seeing a bit of Auflanden today, but obviously US super isolationist up until the point where they just straight up weren't. Oh lordy, here he comes, the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, it's Auflanden. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this gold standard. I've never seen that before. Italy actually capitulated Ethiopia before they did Alsa. If anything, I am predicting that to be a huge omen for anybody allied to Italy this game. Okay, so obviously we are going Neutrality Act after we've done gold standard, and now we are just going to sit around and do not a lot and enjoy our isolationism. I'm sure nothing horrendous will start happening in the world, right? There we go, found myself a Taft. Get him in government. That was crazy. Germany just declared on Denmark. They immediately capitulated. I'm assuming Germany rushed down the thing where they demand southern Jutland back, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Well, that does mean I just immediately hit the established Greenland patrol. We did it! MAGA! Honestly, just a wave of euphoria and national pride swept over the nation. Oh man, that's turned everything round for us, I think. Oh wait, no, it's still pretty bad. Don't worry, I know exactly how to fix this. Tariffs didn't work. We're raising taxes. I was about to say 1939, not a lot has happened, but Austria has taken over most of the world down there. Funnily enough, they are still trying to take over Hungary by invading them, and I think they might finally just about get it. But yeah, Germany hasn't done anything but invade Lithuania, and obviously Denmark. Surprise invasion. The Ottomans are trying to come about. They're currently fighting themselves, and Japan is also stuck fighting themselves, and I think they're actually going to lose that. Oh, and of course, got that big old Russia right there. Good old green blob on the map. Okay, Austria. They didn't even take all of Hungary. Yeah, you gotta love the AI. Just what were you thinking? I don't even think they can reform Austria-Hungary now. I might tag over just to have a look at that. Yeah, so usually if you haven't done Austria before, you get like these little decisions you can pop. I think they've done them all now. So I think I might be nice and just annex Hungary into them for them. There you go. I was nice enough to do that for them, but I'm not going to be nice enough to give them Romania. In fact, they have a war goal because I'm assuming they said no to their subjugation, and Romania is in the Allies. So already you can see just how cursed things are. On top of that, the Allies are fighting Russia. Oh man, this is getting messy, and I love it. It's not exactly the scenario we were hoping for. We were going for that whole Central Powers thing, but you know, in a way, this also works. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what the Germans end up doing here, though, obviously, because, Austria-Hungary has kind of got in the way. We can't even call it Austria-Hungary, it's just Austria's blob. In fact, if you ever played like EU3 on certain patches, Bohemia and Austria sometimes would just go off into the east, and it would end up looking like this half the damn time. Ooh, don't want to alarm anyone. We just got one hell of an alliance form. I mean, hey, I was kind of worried that the Allies would be too powerful this game, so this could technically even it out, but it really depends on what Germany's going to end up doing here. I think Romania may be getting some PTSD, though, on joining the wrong side once again. Or should I probably just say the right side at the very wrongest of times. Oh god, yeah, they just declared on the Swiss as well. That is not going to be fun to go through. What's crazy actually is if you look at like who's fighting right now and what's actually happening in the world, and we're at 26% world tension. Oh, and Germany is still the nation with the highest amount of tension generated. Oh boy, okay, the Germans have woke up. They are joining the fray, and I guess we're just going straight into the match. You know there? You know, I am a neutral party so far. You know, I'm just, you know, an international observer. I'm going to send an attaché to the Germans so we can get a good look at what's going on down here. Oh yeah, it ain't looking too good. Germany is looking very weak actually, but that is not to be too surprised at, considering Austria kind of gobbled up all the land around them. But they could still pull this back if they manage to get through Belgium. We'll have to wait and see about that, though, because a lot of the Allied troops could just be completely stuck in Switzerland right now. Oh, look at that. Why am I just seeing men paratroop right there? That's odd. Is my brain collapsing in on itself? Honestly, I definitely think we've recreated like World War I right here on us. Just looking at like the static front lines with men just charge into fortified positions. You know, I was about to say Italy could be a deciding factor here, but then I think I'm getting too much into the old World War I roleplay there. To the mindset of an Entente commander be like, yeah, you know what? If we bring Italy in here, it could change everything. I don't think it would change too much. Oh my god. Okay, I forgot about the whole Japan's war thing going on too. One side just joined the Axis, the other joined the Allies. Oh, that's so based. It's actually based. We've also got Manchuria as well. They've joined Middle Europa, and Xinjiang is in the Allies. Everyone is getting divvied up right now, except Bulgaria. Bulgaria is doing their own thing. Wow, how funny it would be if I just put Roosevelt in now. You know what? Roosevelt's coming back. There he be. I'm not going to get involved just yet, though. You know, I'm going to watch this chaos unfold. See if anyone can actually get the upper hand here. The Netherlands did just join the Allies as well there. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I think the Germans are getting surrounded here in a bad way and not pushing anywhere. You know, I might say it looks like things haven't happened, but hear me out. Germany has advanced a tile. Also, the Ottomans have formed, and Bulgaria destroyed Greece, and then immediately accepted the Ottoman subjugation focus. So they're a puppet of the Ottomans now. But the Ottomans are in the Central Powers, so the factions have formed. It is the Habsburgs and the Central Powers against the Allies currently. And, you know, it could go either way. You know, what's kind of funny, though, is I think the Ottomans did their forming of the Central Power thing, because Germany obviously had Middle Europa, which is they just abandoned, I guess, with the old faction guys in it. So there are technically three factions right now currently fighting the Allies. Well, wait, and also Communist China, who is fighting everyone. Well, that is a spanner in the works. Russia declared on Finland. Finland was guaranteed by Germany. Now, all these factions are about to fight each other. I have yet to intervene. I'm not even sure if I need to intervene at the current rate. It is very rare that you could ever say watching the AI is truly entertaining, but this is entertainment right now. I do not think Germany is going to make it out of this one, though. They are not looking too good at all. I mean, the Austrians and the Russians, I'm assuming haven't been too much on the front lines anywhere, so they're not going to be as worn down as the Germans are. Sorry, Germany, but I think it is safe to say it's an Austrian world today. Spain did go ahead, just declare on Portugal, though. They joined the Allies. Spain hasn't joined anyone. I'm assuming they literally can't with their little spirit here. I mean, I don't think this will really, truly pay much of an effect at this point, but it doesn't matter regardless. I don't think Spain's going to be coming out on top either from this. If that ain't insult to injury, I don't know what is. Wow. Okay, well, everyone's just fighting over the corpse of Germany right currently. Oh, we got a peace conference with Germany, which is weird. I'm assuming, yeah, because the Central Powers are still around, but the Germans, I guess, got pieced out. They've just been made democratic. They didn't even join the Allies. Oh, well, we got the German buffer state between the chaos here. You know what? Speaking of chaos, I'm going to invade Brazil. I feel like I haven't done too much here, and I'm going to invade Brazil to make up for that. I've just been fairly preoccupied just watching the chaos in Europe. The way we're invading Brazil is just by doing the enforce little doctrines down here, which I could have actually probably have done Mexico as well, which would have made a bit more sense, but I guess we're invading Brazil. Oh, well, Germany's back in the fray. I imagine that's not going to go too well for them, though. I could create a faction with them. Oh, God, I guaranteed the Netherlands through the stupid event. I'm not going to join, and I lose 20% stability? Oh, you guys suck so much. You suck. Oh, no, I'm going to take the stab hit. Screw you. Italy has woken up. Did they just make a faction? Actually, I didn't see that. They did. Germany is in the Nova Superior Romanum. And there you go. Look, Spain's got themselves in the faction too. Will this actually be the turnaround here? Will someone finally push the Allies out of France? We got ourselves a new state. I'm going to call it New Oklahoma, which took over Paraguay as well. We're just going to call that one Ohio, not New Ohio. Just Ohio. While we're at it, while we're down here, might as well get Argentina. Oh, well. Looks like Roosevelt is out. We've got Dewey. Yeah, we're just playing musical leaders here. Thomas E. Dewey. I'm sure a lot of people have never even seen this guy before. If you haven't, leave a like and comment down below. Actually, do leave a comment and a like, and then subscribe. And then give me your soul. Okay, not a lot has actually happened on the front so far. It has been one hell of a stalemate. Italy did get completely clapped, though. Not really too surprising. Also, I think Russia stole Yugoslavia from the Austro-Hungarians. I do think I'm going to get involved, but I am going to get involved after I've unlocked a certain thing. Absolutely crazy here is Russia, has very clearly lost Central Asia there, but they have somehow pushed through Iran and have managed to capitulate the Raj. Okay, I'm ready to join, though. There's only one faction I can realistically join. It is the British, who have decolonized, by the way. They've given up all the colonies. I don't know why. I had them set to historical, but they have ditched them. But I guess I'm coming in, and that means I will be fighting all of that red, including Peru. I got a lot of stuff on the screen. We're just gonna start accepting, start fighting this big blob of stuff. Oh, I never had that before. My game actually just lagged when I accepted that. That's how you know we're in the endgame here. A lot of people have been saying, who's Dewey? What's Dewey about? And honestly, no idea, but he did just bring us into Omega Death Obliteration War. So obviously we got to figure out where we're really going here. Okay, we're at war with the Japan stuff. Obviously, we've got the Habsburgs. We only have to destroy Russia and Austria there to get a capitulation. We've got the Italians, the Spanish, and then we got the Central Powers, which is just the Ottomans and Bulgaria. Oh yeah, somewhere underneath all of this, by the way, Germany is still alive, currently occupied. No idea how these guys have not dealt with Spain right now. I'm looking at the front line, and you know, the bare minimum might have blown this house down. You know, so instead of struggling, pushing through Peru, never really that fun, we can just make our life way easier with the absolute horrifying realization that you can just drop a sun on people. And you know, that does pretty well. Okay, Spain has capitulated, and so have the, I guess, German Italians. I can't remember, what was this, Novum Imperialum Romanum? Didn't get too far, did it? I'm not too interested in fighting for much land here. I'm only interested in taking land for the distinct possibility that rocket sites may be based in them. Yeah, if it just so happens to be there's some rocket sites that can launch intercontinental ballistic missiles loaded with thermonuclear weapons, launch from these sites that I have annexed right now. It's just, we don't know. That could happen. It could be a thing. You know, I know a lot of things. I know a lot of great things in this world, and a lot of things, they happen. Joe Biden just beat Spain. Spain apparently wasn't done with the pain. I gotta run back, take care of that again. I'm just gonna say this. I don't know how this happened, how we could have avoided this. It's just, you know, those could be anyone's missiles. You know, more importantly though, Romania back on the map. The Great Chilean Liberation. Well, there you go. There goes the Central Powers, or what was left of them. Now we have the Ottoman Federation, and wow, look at that cool flag. Wait, are we just fighting? Bulgaria's just fighting the Ottomans immediately though. I'm dying. Not my problem. We get one down, and then they just come back 20 seconds later. Russia just immediately declared we're on the checks and the polls, so that's probably going to come back around. And now all we technically have to do at the moment is beat the Imperial Kwangtung territories, which is Manchuria. If we do that, we'll be at peace, except for Communist China. But, where's my nukes? Thomas Dewey, do it again. Yeah, you see the E stands for explosion. Okay, we're done. That is peace in the world, except for Russia, which is currently fighting what is left over of the Central... Wait, you're the Central Powers now? All right, we're not following. What's going on? You know, it's real cursor. I'm looking at the Goi Republic up here. Just all the Allied troops just got black flagged up there, just hanging out. Hey, but there you go. That was an end of another historical roulette. This one was definitely very chaotic, and I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't really do too much, obviously, because it was kind of fun just watching the AI unleash the chaos this time around, and it is one of the only times the AI has actually created some enjoyable chaos. Usually, if you just put historical focuses off, it will just turn into one giant faction, but when they turn into like little mini factions like that, everyone, you know, it's a bit fairer. It's actually way more interesting just to, you know, watch from the sidelines. Of course, we did get involved eventually and drop a couple Thomas E. Dewey surprises. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe down below. Please do subscribe, by the way. One of my dreams of the channel is to hit 1 million subscribers in the next 10 years, which isn't looking very likely, as we're running out of people that will watch Hoi 4. But maybe you've been watching the entire time and you've yet to hit the button. Maybe you could do that. And if you did, it'd be very nice. But until next time, goodbye.